Are there any like really fun props or things you see couples bringing, or things that you recommend in terms of, clothing or,
Oh yeah,
things
definitely.
to bring?
Well, I definitely have, I send all my clients a client prep guide.
Excellent.
So I send them sort of my how-to and best ofs. So they're very prepared, and I always recommend like getting your hair and makeup done so you look your best. For clothing, I always say wear stuff that you love, right? Like don't wear an outfit that you've never worn before, that you're very uncomfortable in, or you've got if you don't like your arms in a sleeveless dress, don't wear a sleeveless dress, right? Because I'm not gonna Photoshop your arm in every photo. Like you have to wear stuff that you would wear in your normal life. I mean, obviously you can dress it up, but dress it up in a way that you're still yourself and you feel good in your skin.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you don't feel good in your skin, you're going to be awkward the whole time, or worry that you don't look good. So I really say, if you have to wear a pair of Spanx, like put on some Spanx. Like you have to feel good. And for the guys, I say no crazy checkers, nothing too thin.
Okay.
I don't know if you experience this in video, but for photos, if it's too small of a stripe, you get what's called a moire pattern, and it looks like a wave of stripes.
Okay.
So you, and it's just an optical illusion with the stripes. So I always say big checks, like buffalo checks are great, big gingham is awesome, or like big stripes are fine, but anything really tiny and minute can give you a problem in the pictures.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Another great tip.
A good tip. And then you want to make sure that everything is ironed, that your shirt is tucked in, if that's the look. I would say messy shirts. Like I've always tucked in all the guys' shirts. Well, they do it. I don't do it. But I always suggest
get in there, right?
Tucking their shirt in, because it just looks better. You know, you don't want to look too sloppy.
Yeah.
So.
Do you recommend like a clothing change, or you try to stick to one outfit for timing?
I always love 2 outfits.
Yeah.
My shoots are about an hour and a half to 2 hours max. So we can definitely do 2 outfits.
Awesome.
We've done quick changes in the park. Thinking about getting a pop-up tent.
yeah, right.
Those are really good too. I don't recommend props though. I feel like that was very 10 years ago, very when I started, having the signs like say thank you, or I mean you can do that for your thank you card for your wedding. But for engagements, save the dates are okay. Like if you have a sign or something for save the date. Not my couples really don't do that. But pets are like the best prop in my opinion. So yeah, a pet is always welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have a question, and we kind of chatted a little bit about that. But your favorite location in terms of engagement shoots? I think Central Park. I know it's been done a million times, but it's really, really beautiful, especially in the spring. Cherry blossoms, if you can catch it, work with your photographer to make it happen. It's so beautiful, and I mean there's a brand new book out called New York in Bloom, and it's like half photographs in Central Park during that time. It's so magical. And I think if you want less greenery, you can go to the West Village. There's some really good nooks and crannies in there, some secret alleyways that are really, really pretty to photograph. Some cute ice cream stores that are really fun, like vintage shops with good ice cream are really fun. That's a good prop. Ice cream is a good prop. That's a good prop. Some city street sort of vendor.
Yeah, I always like to do a little bit of both. So I like a lot of green or pink if you get the cherry blossoms, and then some city life too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people want engagement photos in their home. And I feel like that's always good too, but you have to have enough light, so we could do like a little bit inside and a little bit outside. I like to do both. Make sure you have a little bit of both.
Sure, for variety, I'm sure.
So the gallery is like a really nice story.
Yeah.
I
like the idea of West Village because a lot of those streets are really small, and all those trees kind of connect and bloom sort of together. Which is also very magical. And they're quiet, so like you can get a shot in between like the city streets.
Exactly.
And have those moments. Another good spot. That's one of my favorites, so like I'll just remember that for the future. We have a question about traveling outside New York City.
Yes, of course.
Shoots.
I think that's a great question. So it depends on where the location is. I've shot engagement sessions in the Hamptons. I'm from the Hamptons, so it's always like going home for me. But there is a travel fee involved with that. So you want to make sure that you talk to your photographer and let them know what you're thinking, so you're not surprised when there's a travel fee added. I'll travel anywhere for an engagement session as long as my travel's covered.
Does it matter what the wedding location looks like for them to do engagement shoots? Do you see sort of the connection, or do you feel like it's more about the photo and experiencing that time?
That's a really good question. I think it depends on the couple. So I have couples that have I shoot a lot of weddings in the Hamptons, and they want to have a city engagement session, so they have the beach for their wedding and the city where they live and where their love bloomed in New York City. Or they're having a Hamptons wedding and they want a Hamptons engagement. So it depends.
Sort of connected.
Yeah, and I think couples are really getting smart these days and thinking forward where they want their save the date that they take from their engagement shoot to match the theme and the feeling of their wedding. So they'll sort of we'll work it out that way.
And is there a favorite part of the shoot where you're like, you're in it?
Yeah. I think,
tell us a little bit about that.
Every shoot, it's so funny because every shoot has a sweet spot where I'm in my zone, the couple's in their zone, right? And we're all vibing and we're just making magic happen, and the light comes in, and everything is it's just all at the peak. And I always tell my couples, it's so bad, Jennifer, I'm like, you'll know when we're making really good stuff, because I start squealing behind the camera and I'm like, oh my god, it's amazing, and I'm like, don't move, or I'm like, keep going, keep doing it. And those are always my favorite photos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I think the second part to that answer is at the end. My favorite part is when my couple tells you they had a great time.
Do you have any tips on how to, if a couple's feeling really nervous, what you do? Is there something that you do to kind of help them get over that?
Yeah, I tell them, I have a little spiel, I will put it in the beginning, and I'll say, you've probably never done this before, and if you have, were you a model? Tell me. But most couples haven't taken pictures before, so they're nervous. So I want to make them feel at ease. And I say, you can't do anything wrong, right? Everything you do is right. There's no wrong anything. And I'm just going to guide you behind the camera. And if you are too close and you feel like this is awkward and you want to laugh because you feel weird, that's the best picture, right? That looks awesome because you're being yourself. And then that really, the tension is gone. Yeah. And then what I always do is I start with walking, right? Because who doesn't know how to walk?
Yeah.
Right? So
that's a good one.
Yeah, we start with walking, holding hands, like a little hip check, we get some fun laughing in there. I'm really into smiles and happiness. I always say I'm a happy photographer because, there are plenty of photographers who are moody and, editorial, and that's just not who I am. So my couples want to look like themselves, and that's what we do.
Real life.
Yeah, real life. And then I think a really funny thing, a good tip, and I actually have a free engagement session guide that's on my website. You guys can grab it. Yeah. But it has, the last tip is to talk about your favorite cold cuts. Right?
Instant laughter.
Yeah, you're right. So you're super close.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I love turkey. And then
provolone.
And they just all start laughing, and that's the real stuff. That's the real moment. So it's just finding little tips like that to invoke true laughter is what I'm always striving to do.
Was there one that was just everything was working and so sort of your favorite?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. I will say, so last year I really worked hard at getting one of my favorite couples their engagement pictures during the cherry blossoms. And we went really early. I had an assistant with me, Corey. Hi Corey, if you're watching. And we had the best time. And it was just the peak bloom. They're the sweetest couple. We had the park to ourselves, and we just made magic the whole morning. And those are my favorite photos. Yeah, they're one of my favorite couples. They had one of the best weddings, and I love them so much.
Do you recommend being matchy, or do you try to be just real?
Yeah, I always say don't be matchy. Definitely be coordinated and complementary. So if you're wearing this outfit and I showed up in this, for our engagement session, I'd say you have to lose a shirt. Yeah. Right? You can't have competing patterns. But if your fiance was wearing all navy, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like a navy shirt and jeans, like you would be really coordinated, but you wouldn't be matching. You would be complementary to each other.
Okay.
So my couples really, I always tell them to wear like light hues are really nice, or pastels, or green, like greens and blues. Peaches are really pretty. If we're in the fall, like raspberries, reds, deep purples, like those are really pretty too. Like I love navy, I love pink.
Yes.
So yeah, I feel like if you have a good relationship with your photographer, you should definitely use their knowledge and ask them, hey, is this gonna look good on our shoot?
This was an awesome segment. I think we gave some of our viewers some great stuff to think about and to know ahead of time when they're scheduling their engagement shoot, if they want to do a style or a save the date shoot with us.
Yeah, definitely.
How great of an activity.
Yeah.
Because you get pampered. This is your time.
Exactly.
And why not
Enjoy it.
do it all?
Yeah.
For
Take
sure.
advantage.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.